Hey everyone, I'm Janet, and today's yin class is going to be focused on staying open. So, being open to the possibility or a willingness to be surprised, and that you just never know what's around the corner. So, we are going to start in a reclined butterfly. So, you can just if you have a bolster or a pillow, or if you don't, that's no stress either. You're going to start with the soles of the feet together, and I like to take it a little bit longer, like a wide diamond. And you'll bring the bolster or pillow up to your sacrum, and then you'll just start to lay down and soften. Good. And then you'll just relax your arms by your side, or if you want to be a little bit more connected, you can bring one hand to the belly, one hand to the heart. And give yourself a few moments just to arrive. To not have to kind of change or manipulate or do anything right away. And just start to draw in. And drawing in through your scattered energies, your scattered thoughts. And finding a moment of inner tranquility. A pause. And in order for us to shift our mindset, we have to have that moment of pause. Pulling yourself out of the autopilot and the momentum of your natural habits and tendencies. And to almost like put the brakes on. And when you take that moment to pause, then you're actively choosing how you're moving forward. And now you're setting the tone for your practice. Start to deepen your breath. As you breathe in, feel that expansion across the front of the body. You are physically opening these parts of yourself that you kind of close off. Front of the shoulders, the throat, the heart space. And you're just resting into that openness, that exposure. Smooth, steady breath. take 3 more long, smooth, supportive breaths. And then gently just pull your legs together, and you're just going to roll to your right side or whichever side feels good. You can move your bolster off to the side. Just be here for a moment. Deep breath in. Good, and then just roll back onto your back without the pillow or the bolster, and you can just place your feet down and let your pelvis come to center. And feel any shift. How does the spine feel? How does the heart feel? How is the breath? You can change your perspective in any moment it's available. If you're willing to pause and stay open. Deep breath in. An open mouth. Good. Hug your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug. You can roll out the lower back. Good. And then you're just going to roll to the side. Just gently press yourself up. And we're going to move into saddle. We'll do a half saddle. So if you have blocks, I'm going to show you a supportive way of doing this. If you don't worry. If you have blocks, you'll put one on the highest height. That's going to be the head. And this is on the lower height, or the medium height, sorry. And then you'll bring the bolster on a diagonal so the top rests on the high one. Good. And if you don't have the blocks, don't worry, just lay your bolster flat. And then you're going to hug the bolster on your shins and just sit right on the edge. And you'll do the same if you don't have the blocks. And then you'll just release your left foot. So this is half saddle. And you can easily be here. This can be plenty. You want to hug the knee towards the midline so you're not splaying out through the inner thighs. And you'll feel a tremendous stretch down the front of the thigh. And then you can walk the fingers back. I like to draw the tailbone under and lengthen the lower back. And then you can just come and relax your head down. If you are quite open, you can remove the blocks and lay all the way down, or you just stay upright. And you prop yourself if you need a couple blocks under your butt, make it work for you. Already, you can shift your perspective just by being flexible with yourself if you need to make an adjustment. That's how the practice kind of teaches us. Through the practice, we learn to be willing to be flexible. And then just relax your face. Try to relax your glutes. You might feel a little squeeze under your right glute as the psoas and the front of the hip open. That's quite natural. You can slowly, just gently soften so you're not gripping too much. And this class is really, we have a lot of front body openers, and this is really where we tend to kind of close off and hide ourselves. And so rather than being kind of stuck inwards, stuck kind of in our closed off views, we're just starting to open the front channels. Reconnect to your breath. Notice where your mind goes. Can you just bring it back gently to your breath? Kind of like you would be super gentle and kind with a child, bringing them their attention back. And treat yourself with that same gentleness, because it is not easy to shift your perspective, right? It takes practice. And just be nice to yourself. Take 5 more breaths. Every exhale, you just soften the edges a bit more. And then just gently nurture in a nurturing way. Just slowly lift yourself up. There's no rush. You can just let the front of the thigh soften a little bit. And sensation comes out. Then you just roll a little bit to your left and release the foot. Good. And I just like to take my legs long and do a little windshield wiper. Good. And then you'll bend your right knee so that foot comes down, and we'll move into the opposite side. So you just tuck your left foot behind you, or side. Good. Left knee aligns forward. And then again, you just find the place that works. There's no rush. Take your time so it's not too kind of chappy or jerky. Tuck the tailbone under so the flesh of the bum moves away from the lower back. And you just start to soften down again. Good. See if you can drop in more efficiently just to your breath. And that quality of being open. They say you spend the first half of your life creating your patterns, and then the second half being chained to them. And so this practice is slowly unraveling those patterns, those habits and tendencies, our likes and our dislikes, in yoga we call them our vasanas, the emotional charge that we have associated with our patterns and our memories that dictate our actions or reactions. So the more we can become present and pause and become unstuck in our ways, the more spaciousness and the more openness we have to letting new things, new experiences, new ways of being, new possibilities can start to arise. But if you've spent half of your life, or up until this point, creating these grooves in your brain, these patterns, you must be patient with yourself because it's going to take a little while to unravel them. And again, you're gentle, nurturing, and kind. Baby steps, like you would with a kid. Where can you soften? Where can you be less harsh with yourself? Take 3 more deep breaths. And then you'll just gently just press yourself up. Take a moment. Good. And then you can just roll a little bit to the right and release your foot. Take your legs long, and then again, I like that windshield wiper side to side. Good. So move really slowly and gently. You're going to move your props out of the way and come to your belly. And so come all the way down to your belly just for a moment. You can bring your hands underneath your head as a little pillow. And just let your butt relax. Inner thighs relax. Front of the thighs relax. The belly softens. And then just come up onto your forearms. So we're just going to take a little swings. Elbows underneath the shoulders, and you can bring the arms more forward if you want. You can always bring a bolster underneath the chest. And then you can always use a block underneath the forehead as well if you want to let the back of your neck relax. We'll just be here for a minute or so as we let kind of natural compression happen in the lower back. Opening a little bit more into the spine. If you are kind of a negative or pessimistic, or maybe even just kind of a realist kind of person, that openness or a willingness to be surprised and kind of, be optimistic about new things arising, new exciting things, possibilities that might be a little bit more challenging. A lot of us can be fed quite a bit of pessimism or negativity from a really young age, from our parents or whoever. And it's really important to notice if you've had that sort of influence in your life so that you can be a little bit kinder with yourself. Baby steps. Even just being aware of that is amazing. And knowing that you might want to move away from that a little bit is encouraging. Take a deep breath in and out. So you can stay here with your upper body like this. We're going to take the right leg out to a half frog. So the knee comes out of the hip and you bend at the knee and you're creating almost about a 90-degree angle. If that's a little bit too much, you can pull the foot in a bit. And then you can stay upright, or you can simply lay your head down so it's a little less lower back. And this one's nice. It's like you're lying just like a little pancake. Fully let go of control. Let go of things needing to be a certain way. And you're creating space for something new to arise. So this is a great place. You can stay here. And we're gonna layer on a little bit. So you keep your right leg in your half frog, and you just start to kind of twist to the right so that you're on your left side of your body. And I call this one hanging out at the beach. So you can make this little kickstand with your hand for your head to rest in. And I'll give you the option to get rid of this, but it's just to get into the posture. And then you'll bend your left leg, and this might be enough here. You'll bend your left leg and find your foot. And you can just kind of let that foot pull the chest open. So I have the pinky toe side. And you can always bring a bolster or a block underneath your right knee. And then I personally like to relax my head down. If you have your hand in your head, you're going to get a little bit more into that armpit and side body. So if you want that, you're welcome to. Otherwise, just relax the head. Close your eyes. Try not to force anything. We don't want to add any more stress or pushing. You know, being open to the possibility is the quality of allowing. And there's no forcing, pushing, or resistance. Allowing has this ease that it embodies. So I want you to find a sense of ease here. Deep breath in. And a full breath out. Just release your left foot. Let that soften. You are going to come back down to your belly just to rest. You can bring your hands under your forehead. Give your hips a little wiggle. And we're going to just move to the other side. So you're welcome to come up to your forearms like we started before. Your left leg is going to come out to the half frog now. And then if you're laying down, you might look over to the left. And we'll be here a couple minutes before we add on so be exactly where you are. And it's good to reflect and notice if you are closing yourself off in any way. Where you might kind of turn away or be defensive. Where you might not want to listen. And simply in those moments, you just pause. Take a deep breath. And let go. Staying open, it's kind of like in those moments where you're like a little bit closed or reactive, and you kind of have like the devil on one shoulder, the angel on the other. It's that listening to that little angel. Sounds cheesy, but it's always easier to fall into those patterns that we've had forever. And so think of it as being a little bit rebellious against yourself. Doing something new. So you can stay here. Great place to be. Where you'll start to turn to your left and come down onto your right elbow, the right side of your body. And I like to bring a block or something to cushion my knee a little bit. And you can stay up here, or you can relax your head down. And then you can reach for your right foot. You might need to kind of, wriggle for it a bit, and then you can relax into it. Try to relax your butt. I know it's really hard. You kind of squeeze that right button to get a deeper stretch, but just relax. Come back to your breath. Five more breaths here. And then just release your foot. And then come to lay on your belly again for just a moment, really brief moment. Let the front of your hips soften, let your butt relax. And do a little sway side to side or windshield wiper the legs. Rinsing out, resetting, so you can start again, fresh. And then we're just going to come onto our back for Shavasana. So if you have the bolster, you can bring that underneath your knees. Otherwise, just cover yourself up, cover your eyes, do whatever allows you to rest. Bring one hand to the belly, the chest. You can take your arms out if you want that as well. Sometimes I find that after doing this practice where you really kind of open yourself up and expand, find space, and move to kind of shift to a new place, it can be really nice to just come back home to your heart and your gut. And almost that place of connection, honoring where you are. Giving yourself a little bit of love. Just be here a couple minutes. So close your eyes. Be still. Allow yourself to rest. If you have the luxury of time, just stay here for as long as you like and can. Otherwise, when you're ready, you can just take a big stretch. Hug your knees to your chest. Just roll to the side and press yourself up to a seat. Hands to your heart or wherever it feels a little bit sacred, connected. I want you just to notice any shift. It can be so minor, doesn't matter. Or maybe it's just that opening to shifting. Take a deep breath in. Open mouth, sigh. Hands to the heart and then to the forehead. Take a little bow. Namaste. Thank you.